I mean, as regards sort of the sound of the band and the cult was kind of like a happy combination of factors in the kind of the fact that we were really kind of a post-punk. The band came out of like a vacuum created by the punk rock thing, which was such a enormously groundbreaking event, certainly in my life. You know, it happened when I left high school, so it really affected me a lot. And Ian, we're both really fans of punk rock. I mean, we're rock fans in general, but we certainly are very... punk had a huge part to play in my formative years, and therefore that kind of attitude and ethic is sort of in the DNA of the cult. As much as we're a rock band, and that's what we do, we never let punk hold us back, because punk became a bit of a thing in England where it was like a straitjacket, and kind of like the media, who were very kind of involved in helping create punk rock, along with a lot of other very savvy individuals, they wanted to control, and bands like us didn't fit in. The cult, you know, good-looking singer with long hair, and the whole... We wanted to do guitar solos in our music and be free to just be creative, and there seemed to be all these rules and regulations and all these So the guitar thing for me was just like a way of trying to find my identity. Up until that point, I'd been more influenced. As a young player, you're always trying to be like, I always, you know, it's ridiculous when you think about it. You know, I really just would have given anything to be Johnny Thunders. You know, I use the guitar picks that I do right now because Johnny Thunders gave me one at the lobby of a gig in England. And, you know, never spoke to me, just gave me out of his pocket. He's probably phoning somebody to score heroin, but gave me the thing out of his Levi's. And I was like, Levi's? I've never seen Levi's like that in England. And, you know, little moments like that were interesting, and I mean, still to this day, now I have my own version of that pick with my name on it, made by the people that make it and stuff. So, you know, I'm a fan, but punk helped. Post-punk, we were looking for our own sound. None of us wanted to sound like a bad version of the Sex Pistols or Susie and the Banshees or the Clash or all these great bands who had their own sound. We wanted to create our own sounds, and part of that for me was exploring different guitars. I was fascinated by the White Falcon, and I'd always seen it with Neil Young. I'd also seen it with AC/DC, and also with Bow Wow Wow when they came out. Up close and personal, I saw their first ever gig at a roller rink in London, and I just was more fascinated with the guitar than the 14-year-old girl singer and the, you know, amazing bass playing and whatever, the Burundi. And that was what was going on. So it's kind of a long-winded thing, but the Gretsch thing was just me trying to experiment with a sound and try and find something unique to be creative with and make my own sound with Ian that we could identify as the cult sound, you know. So that's kind of it. And the final thing on that was, at that time in London, there was a big thing with Rockabilly. The Stray Cats had come to London, and they were a huge part of it as well. There was kind of this weird, like, what we used to call psychobilly, which is very aggressive rockabilly with kind of like punk guys playing rockabilly. It's pretty violent, but they came over, and, you know, they broke in England first. The Stray Cats, that, you know, that they came to the UK and got big first. So that all went into why the Falcon was something that I ended up with the Gretsch, and I did literally spend every penny I'd saved up and all that to get that guitar.